There are fans of the Cobra Kai TV series who do not like a certain character on the show. And no, I'm not talking about Kreese. That's obvious. I'm talking about Samantha LaRusso. Samantha at the time of season 1 of Cobra Kai is a 16-year-old regular teenage rich girl who lives with her parents. This puts Sam at 34 years past the initial event when Johnny Lawrence and her father Daniel LaRusso had their first fight on the beach over Allie. Sam has been steeped into the history of her family and was trained in the ways of Miyagi-Do from a young age by her father Sensei LaRusso and even trained by Grand Sensei Miyagi. Out of the new trinity of Robbie, Miguel, and Sam, she's by far the most experienced and is the best technical fighter out of the three, but does not fully match either personality of LaRusso or Lawrence. This kind of leaves Samantha by herself, and I think she's the evolution of Allie, and I'm going to prove it to you right now. Like Allie, Sam grew up rich, but learned to not look down on others for being poor, or for not being pretty, as you see from her deep relationship with Aisha Robinson in seasons 1 and 2, and her romantic ties to Miguel Diaz. Sam is like her father before her, always fighting for the underdog. But unlike her father, she's known when to put someone in their place from a very young age, just like Allie. Allie punched Johnny in the mouth when he crossed the line, and Sam used an armbar and a shove to forcibly dislodge herself from Kyler in season 1 of Cobra Kai when they're in the movie theater. She also spoke up to Kyler, who was considerably bigger and stronger than she is, and if Miguel Diaz had not come to her aid, I believe we would have seen Samantha LaRusso take on Kyler one-on-one in a fight that would have shown her as the true heir of the Miyagi-Do family heritage. It's actually a shame that we didn't see that. Now, this is where the evolution comes into play for Allie and Sam. Allie's character was born in the 80s in a time where people did not expect much of female characters in the United States. And so Allie, even though Elizabeth Shue expressed wanting to learn the ways of karate, was never given that chance. Sam now takes on the mantle as the best female fighter in the Karate Kid universe, and she may be able to take on some of the men in the higher ranking. When it comes to what it makes a fighter in the Karate Kid universe, there are 4 categories that I personally look at to see if this fighter is worthy of the mantle of a high rank. Number 1 is balance. Being able to stand your ground even though you're fighting from multiple angles or fighting multiple enemies from different pathways. We see many examples of the training with balance either in the Karate Kid movie series or from Cobra Kai. And it's a major part of karate. The second thing is technique. Now, you could say technique is kind of over-encompassing, but essentially what I mean is, do you know the katas? Do you know all the forms, and can you precisely and efficiently perform them at any given moment in any given time? Technique. Number 3 is knowledge. That kind of overlaps with technique a little bit, but again, it's knowledge about who you are inside and who you want to be outside. It goes into a lot of the lessons more on Miyagi-Do's side, but Cobra Kai season 1, when Johnny Lawrence is training Miguel, also has those same kind of things too. What is the knowledge up here and how does it express itself to the world? And number 4 is will. Will is big with karate and Karate Kid. Any of the major top fighters that you would rank, like Daniel LaRusso, Mr. Miyagi, or Johnny Lawrence, all of them, even down to Kreese, have strong wills. They're amazing fighters, not just because they know technique, have great balance, and have tons of knowledge and know who they are. They're great fighters because they have the will to persevere even when the odds are stacked against them. Now, I think that all 4 of these are something that encompass all inside the character Samantha LaRusso. I think she has excellent balance. She was taught by Daniel and she was taught by Grand Sensei Miyagi as well. And I think she has great technique because she knows all the katas and forms, and great knowledge and also the will. As we learned in Cobra Kai season 3, she has the will to fight back against people who even have taken her down or have scared her or intimidated her in her past. I think Samantha LaRusso is one of the high-ranking fighters in this entire universe of Karate Kid. But here's the main question. Why do fans of Cobra Kai dislike Sam? I think the key reason why people don't like Sam initially is because she's hard to relate to, being that she grew up rich and pampered. Samantha is honestly just an awkward teenage girl who likes boys and does not know how to set up proper boundaries, and grew up soft because she was given so much by her parents. Sam, by association, grew up disliking Cobra Kai, but then fell for Miguel, who is the future of Cobra Kai. Sam also ended up liking Robbie King, who is the son of a Cobra Kai champion and master in Johnny Lawrence. The unrelatability has nothing to do with the actor Mary Mauser, who has portrayed the daughter of Daniel LaRusso perfectly on screen in my opinion, but has more to do with her lack of anything to do in season 1 besides being rescued by Miguel. This may have been due to a lack of foresight by the show's writers, but they made up for this in seasons 2 and season 3. The character of Tori was less for Miguel and more for Samantha. Tori's desire for Miguel matched up perfectly for Samantha's desire for Miguel, which turned her from a passive side character to a quintessential protagonist with her own arch nemesis. In storytelling, a good antagonist wants what the protagonist wants. The writers seem to have noticed this because they went further with this concept in season 3. In season 3, Tori wanted Miyagi-Do destroyed and Sam wanted to keep Miyagi-Do alive. So again, they matched up perfectly, wanting the same thing but from differing perspectives. The survival of Miyagi-Do hangs in the balance of these two women. Tori is everything Sam is not, but Sam proved she's the better fighter and has balance in her life. Sam is an evolution of the Ali character from the first Karate Kid. Ali showed her balance by not trying to steal either Johnny or Daniel from their partners and being content with the life she has, as we saw in Cobra Kai season 3, but also being the bridge of healing and unity between Lawrence and LaRusso. Isn't it interesting? Their last names both start with LA, Lawrence, LaRusso. It's possible that Daniel and Johnny had the same biological father, which would make them the coolest karate duo brothers of all time, but that's a big tangent. Anyways, it would seem that with Miguel and Robbie's eventual fight in the upcoming All Valley tournament, Sam will play a pivotal role in bringing Miguel and Robbie together. Now that Sam has achieved balance and conquered her fear of Tori, how will they make Tori someone the good guys should fear? Will the arrival of Terry Silver and eventual reveal of Tori's backstory show us another power matchup between Tori and Sam? Or will there be a plotline for Miguel's father to show up in? Find out on the next Cobra Kai.